Good afternoon, folks. It's Old Truth Speaker again. Wishing you a happy and blessed weekend. And I want to be brief. This video is entitled Hillary Clinton and Obama are responsible for the slave trade in Libya. And especially Hillary Clinton. Let me give you a little brief synopsis, a little brief information on it. The USA Today, Obama and Hillary directly responsible for the slave trade problem. They're being butchered. You have to understand, a lot of the men are trying to get through Europe, trying to get to Europe, in other words, for jobs, because there's nothing where they live. You have to understand, and that's a subject for another vid. Most of the resources, and you know, Africa is one of the most richest continents that there is in the entire world because of just on natural resources alone. But you have to understand, none of it is even owned by them. And that's for another vid. That it's disgusting enough, but this is even far worse. Let me just read. USA Today has an excellent piece on how Obama and Hillary toppling long-serving ruler Colonel Muammar Gaddafi has directly led to the current slave trade going gruesome and horrible. Even organs are being harvested out of these people. Do you understand how sick and disgusting this is? Hillary Clinton is responsible for that. Black Africans are being sold in open-air slave markets, and it's Hillary Clinton's fault. But you won't hear much about that's right from the liberal media. You're not going to hear that. Just like they did in America. The Clinton family did more damage than the French black president. He was Black America's worst enemy, one of their worst enemies. Who you think started this mass incarceration like it is? Who do you think signed that bill? President Clinton. Her husband, and she agreed with him 100%. That's for another bit. Hundreds of African refugees are being bought and sold. Thousands slave markets across Libya every week. A human trafficker has told Al Jazeera, with many of them held for ransom or forced into prostitution and sexual exploitation to pay their captors and smugglers. I'm going to post a few of the... No, I'm not. I started posting some of those videos and footage. But I'm just going to put in a few pictures, photos for you just to see. A lot of the videos I've seen are very disgusting, you know. And we're going to go. Many of them ended up being murdered by smugglers on the desert, left to die. Organs harvested out of human in Morgan, the southern city of Saba, an entry point for many refugees coming to Africa, is overflowing with corpses. Lord have mercy. Let me just read a little bit more of this. Then we're going to get down. They describe horrendous scenes of bodies dumped in trees, trees, I'm sorry, and lakes and ponds and rivers, the organs harvested. Lord have mercy. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Let's get down. This is what I want you to read. Bodies end up being decomposed in refrigerator. What's left of the bodies? You just have to. Let me say. Okay, let's get into it. I apologize. And how did we get to this point? This is what I want you to know. As the BBC reported back in May, Libya has been beset by chaos since NATO-backed forces overthrew long-serving ruler Muammar Gaddafi. And who was behind the overthrow? None other than Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. You all know that. Under President George Bush. That's right. Now listen to this. In 2003, the United States negotiated. They wanted him to get rid of his weapons of mass destruction, and he was about to. Remember one of the last words he said, well, what do they want of me? Muammar Gaddafi was going to create, he wanted to unite the different countries on the continent of Africa and come up with their own currency. And greedy Clinton, you know all the horrible things they've done. Well, anyway, okay. That seemed a good deal at the time, but the Obama administration didn't stick to it. Instead, in an operation spearheaded by Clinton and Sisi, prodded President Barack Obama. Even he admitted that was the worst mistake of his administration. The overthrow turned out to be a debacle. It's just civil war, chaos. Just, oh my gosh. And advisor Sidney Blumenthal encouraged her to tout her successful strategy. You know, this is what she had help too. I mean, you have to understand one thing. I'm suspicious anytime I hear the word Clinton because I know all the damage they did in America, and especially the African American community. And they had the help of a few. Now we have, the thing is, this woman is going all over the country, making a big deal that she lost the election. I'm going to tell you something. You have people who've been dying, kidnapped, butchered, raped, organs harvested on account of this woman. Do you understand what they've done? Do you understand that? All these guys were doing, all these people were doing was migrating, trying to make money, trying to make some money so they can go home and just live a normal life. They weren't going after riches. They weren't going after trying to be famous or TV stars. They had no control over that. Here you got this rich person here, this who's already a, forgive me, I'm not going to get excited. But when I see hypocrisy like this just makes my skin crawl. Can you imagine what she's done as president? Do you know how much damage these people have done? They are directly responsible for this tragedy going on in Libya. It's total chaos. And you know, it's not just those migrants, black migrants that are losing their lives. They total chaos in all Libya. Do you understand that? How many people are losing their lives? They're not trying to get here. They're just trying to make a living. That's what you've caused, Tyrion. That's what you've caused. You're not fooling anybody. We know. And we got you. What are your thoughts on this? Leave a comment. Pray for those people. Pray for something to be done where they can get some relief and those people are freed, where they can take them back home and God bless them to start companies or do something where they can make a living for themselves. That's all. This is awful. With help like that, who needs a doggone enemy? God help us. I'm finished.